Hello friends, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. Today we're going to talk about our goals. I would love to hear about yours in the comments section, but I'm going to chat about my goals from September and what my upcoming goals will be for October. So for the past few months, I've been sharing my goals here on YouTube and just trying to put it out there and get some maybe accountability, start a little community, find out what your goals are so we can cheer each other on. Today I'm going to talk about how my September goals went and what my upcoming October goals are. So it's just going to be a super casual kind of chatty video. I have my planner with me because I've written down the goals, so I want to make sure that we hit those. I usually put my goals into little like subcategories, if you will. I usually have top 3 for sure, and then during the homeschool year we have a 4th one for homeschool. So those are faith, family, fitness are my top 3, and then homeschool. This month we're also going to add another section in, and that will be budget. So let's start with faith. For September, my faith goals were to continue on with reading my Bible. I am reading the Bible in a Year. It is called, I believe it's called the Bible Plan or Bible Recap. I will link it down below for you. They have a podcast, and then they also have a book that you can follow along in, and they have the Bible Plan on the Bible app. So I was reading that daily, and you know what, honestly in September I kind of fell off a bit. So I want to continue on with that. I want to catch up, and then I want to continue on reading with it. I think I've noticed towards the end of the month it gets really hard for me to kind of keep out of my emotions. I think the beginning of the month feels like these fresh new starts, and so I'm riding that momentum, and then when we get to the end of the month I kind of am petering out. So also in my September faith goals, I wanted us to find a church home, and I also wanted to continue with journaling. I know that when I journal, it just is kind of a healthy habit for me. And both those goals didn't happen. We are still searching for a church home here. We moved about almost a year ago, and we are just looking for a church home to have community and build community, and just be with our family in Christ. And so we are continuing to look for one. And then journaling, I will be honest, it did not even happen. So for the month of October, I am going to put journaling back on those goals. Like I said, it is just a really great healthy habit for me, and I kind of just fell out of it. So I'd like to journal. I'm not going to tell myself I'm going to journal daily. I think that I'm just going to try to journal at least 2 to 3 times a week. And then I'm going to continue on. We and my family are going to continue on looking for a church home, and then get back to reading the Bible recap. The other thing I think I would like to add to that category is kind of doing I want us looking into a Bible study or something like that. Here on this shelf in particular is the majority of kind of my faith-filled books and things like that. I do have a couple more upstairs, but I picked one off the shelf because I have not read all of these, and so I picked one up. I think I'm going to be reading through Uninvited by Lisa TerKeurst. I have had this on my shelf and wanted to read it for quite some time, and I haven't done it, and I just think that I do better when I have kind of a set plan out. So I'm going to try to read through this month. It is Living Loved When You Feel Less Than, Left Out, and Lonely. And let me know if you've read this before, if you enjoyed it, or if you'd like to read it along with me. So that will be another thing that will be on my faith goals for the month of October. My family goals for the month of September were to continue to strengthen my marriage, and then to read through The Power of a Praying Parent. 2 months ago, I guess now, I read through The Power of a Praying Wife, and I did that daily on Instagram. And then I also wanted to create a bedtime routine for my kiddos. September was not the month of goals for me, so we did not create a bedtime routine. I did not go through The Power of a Praying Parent. I think though, because I went through that book on Instagram and it kind of held me accountable, I'm going to do that again for the month of October. So I will link my Instagram down below, and then you can follow along with me if you'd like, and we'll just put up the prompts every day for that book and be praying over our kiddos. I'd also like to sit down with the hubby and kind of talk over a bedtime routine and what he thinks would be a good routine for my kids. Right now it is still kind of just watching TV and relaxing, which is great. But then I think it's kind of abrupt for them when we switch over and we're like, hey, time for bed. I'd like us to have just kind of more of a rhythm to it where they know what's coming up. We're brushing teeth, we're getting ready, we're winding down. Maybe we do a quiet time devotional before they go to sleep, or at least pray with them. So I'd like to have something more, not concrete, but more of maybe a rhythm to the bedtime routine. So I am going to sit with my hubby and kind of talk over his ideas, because I'd like to have his input on it too, because we just kind of take turns putting the kiddos to bed depending on when he comes home from work. In addition to my family goals, I'd like for us to be getting outside more regularly. So we are incredibly blessed to have a backyard where we are now, and I just want to make sure that we're utilizing it and getting out, maybe going for walks. I know that the weather is starting to cool down some, and it will just continually get colder as winter comes. So before it really sets in that chill, I'd like for us to go for maybe a morning walk, or maybe even an evening walk if my husband comes home early enough, but just make sure that we're purposeful and getting outside a little bit more. I love being home, but I know that that can be a struggle when your kids are kind of the opposite of you, and some of my kiddos are. So some of my kiddos really would spend all day outside every day if they could, and one of them in particular is not that way, and then one is like halfway between. So we're going to try to find a good mix. For my fitness goals in September, it was to continue on with exercising. I was on a pretty good routine, and then I wanted to incorporate meal prepping. So I went really strong the first week, maybe week and a half, and then it kind of fell wayside. Halfway through the month, it is my birthday, and I think like the days leading up to it and then the days afterwards, I kind of just let it fall by the wayside. So I've given myself too many days off from exercising, and I've kind of stopped meal prepping completely. So I'm going to just try to get back on the wagon, if you will, for my fitness goals for October. That means getting back to a workout schedule. Mentally, I do better when I am working out at least 4 times a week, and then getting back to prepping my meals and kind of just really watching my macros a little bit closer. My September homeschool goals were to kind of find a rhythm and routine to our days for homeschool. I wanted to kind of time block out our days, not have a set schedule, but more of just bigger chunks of time, like time blocks, so that we can better manage our days. I am glad to say that in that goal, I finally hit one. We have found a pretty good rhythm and routine to our school for this last month, and it has just gone really well. The kiddos kind of know what to do and what's gonna happen as soon as we get up. We kind of just roll right into that. But since we got it down and hit that goal, of course, for October, our schedule is going to switch up a little bit. So for homeschool, my goal for October is just to kind of ease into that new schedule and make sure that we're getting into it okay and not forgetting anything, or not losing any of the kind of relaxed rhythm we had from September. It is going to be a little bit more on our plates, but I think we're ready and I think we can do it. And then for the new goal, for October, I decided we are going to get back to the budget. I have strayed this last month of September from budgeting. I was doing really well. It's kind of just something that we've always had to have, be very careful of our finances. But I think that as September, I really just kind of let emotions and retail therapy hit me harder. And it wasn't always retail therapy in the sense where we were like, online shopping for lots of unnecessary things. It was as simple as buying extra groceries. We would go to the grocery store and I would let us get more treats than we needed. In fact, the end of this month, I went to the store and I didn't have like the meal plan with me. I just kind of went in and was gathering stuff we needed, and that is not typical of me. And so I would just like to draw it back in and kind of do a low spend, take a look at what we have. We have so much. We are incredibly blessed to just be surrounded in abundance. And what I mean by that is that I know there are some families that are less fortunate than us, and at a time we didn't have as much. I could not have a shelf of books because we just didn't have the space for it. I could not go over our grocery budget with extra treats because we did not have the funds for it. And I know that that can be really difficult, and I think that I kind of let myself go and spend a little bit more, and that's okay too. I'm not going to beat myself up about it, but I am going to draw it back in so that we are being good servants to what we have. And then that is it. I think that was a recap of how September went and October hopefully goes. Again, I would love to know what your goals are. If you set monthly goals like this, let me know. Comment down below and share, if you're comfortable, some of these goals with me. So like I said, we can be cheering each other on and helping one another kind of keep track and be accountable. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more inspiration amongst our chaos, be sure to subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Truly, truly, it means the world to me to start building this little community here. And I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. Hello, friends. Welcome, 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 welcome. Flies. I need a fly. Oh, great. What was I saying? The other thing is fly. I swear. Oh my gosh.